Alright, let's see if I can do a really quick demo here. Just a quick example of like taking apart and cutting it. We have in here our derived components. So everything's coming from another drawing somewhere that we're going to make changes to potentially, and it changed. So we want to like cut these side plates out. So I can drag a couple of these side plates in. Oh yeah, I gotta save it first. So we're gonna call this side plate cut file. Okay, so I have a separate file that I'm making just for cutting out this part. Let's drag this in here. And if you notice here, I got my X, my Y, my Z, and they essentially match. Right now, the plastic would be matching the profile that we would put, or the way that we would put it on the x-carve. So, okay, that's good. I want another one, so I can just Control C, Control V. Here's another one here. That's great. Let's bring it up this way, up this way. We could flip it over if we wanted to make better use of our space potentially. Sure, let's do that. So got 180 here. And then let's maybe flip it this way, also 180. And then we want to look at it here and just make sure we still have enough room for a blade or the router to kind of get through there. So yeah, I'm kind of tucking them, into like the corner of a piece of macaron, if you could kind of imagine. So yeah, I'm pretty good with that. One thing we could potentially do to just make sure everything's same on this, and it's kind of a good way of doing it, is say I take this point there and I match it to that point there, and it just snaps the two parts together. So we know they're in the same plane, and then we can just hit translate and pull it up, kind of up out of the way. So now we know that they're side by side this way. It's like they're flat on the table. So that's good stuff. So click OK there. Now, one of the really cool things about using, we'll say this, using derived components is if we were to make a change, in the playground where we're just kind of like figuring out how these parts should fit together, then it just automatically updates this file. Yeah, okay, so we're going to come in, go to manufacturer, and then here in manufacturer, the first thing we're going to do is click setup. So we're going to create a new setup, but by default, it's maybe not quite how we want it. So when you come into setup, first thing you want to do is just make sure the X, Y, and Z are going to match what you expect to use in the router. Second thing is we're going to select our box point right here, and we're going to come and select this corner right there. So it's kind of like the home position. I mean, I guess technically we could select the center point there. We could select this point there. But what's most important that it's this one, not this one, not this one. This is just going to allow us to use the Z probe and figure out where the thing's at. So we might use this corner here if we wanted to tuck it like far on the right side of the x-carve towards the operator. This might be if we wanted to tuck it on like the far right side away from the operator. We could use this one if we did the far left side away from the operator, and this one is just our standard one. So yeah, as long as it's essentially representing the top of the material, you're good there. And then the other thing is coming here to stock and our side offset. We usually just make that like you could say like whatever, I don't know, like 5 millimeters is fine, or like 0.2 inches, somewhere around there, just so we have enough room for the bit to get in there. And then stock top offset, change that to 0. Yeah, so now we should have stock that matches, a piece of macaron that's on the table. Then you can start making all your cam files.